if you're first time viewer of the channel or it's the first time you're seeing a video where it's just my face in it, then hi, I'm Cody, aka Dub City, and this is a video that takes a lot to make as a person. So if you see someone else's video like this, or you're just seeing this video, let's just go with that. If you're seeing this video, then there's a reason, because the thing I'm going to talk about in this video is a bit harder to talk about. So let's get into. So if you don't know me, I'm a 20-year-old kid from Pueblo, Colorado, a little town in Colorado, United States. Not many people are here, not many nice people are here, and not many people are good people here. Let's just say that. There's a lot of good people, but there's a lot of not good people. Now, I know a lot and a lot does not make all, but just depends on where you go. And this town is not good. Is a very oversimplified way of putting it, but that's the most adequate term I could use in it about a topic like this. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me, and something that I don't talk about regularly enough to the people that I love, or to even the people that I know and love me. And so this is going to be a video that I'm going to get a lot of feedback. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm getting a lot of feedback from a lot of different people about this video, but it's got to be made. It doesn't have to be made, but I want to make it not for the people who are going to look at this video and think, what the hell? I'm making this for the person, just even the one person who's going to see this video and say, thank you, I needed that. So if you saw probably a previous video, I'm not sure if it'll be up or not first, but a little background about me. I was born in 2000. I spent the first 17 years of my life pretty much living with my mom, back and forth with my dad for a couple of years there. Went full-time with my mom, and then left my mom's house to go live somewhere where I didn't have to follow rules. Sorry, my heater turned on, so I wanted to make sure that it wasn't catching that background noise. And when you're around, a great example is when you're around your parents for a long period of time, and then you go without your parents for a long period of time, it takes a toll on you. Even it doesn't have to be your parents, it just has to be the person that you've been around a long time. Mine was my mother. I'm still, to this day, as a 20-year-old kid, I'm still a mama's boy. I will die for my mom. I will live for my mom. My mom is my entire world, even with some of the things that are coming into my life at this point. But I will never be able to live without my mother. But this video goes into what I dealt with when I didn't have my mother. In 2017, I moved out of my mom's house, and the pictures that I'm probably going to be flashing on the screen now, maybe here, or even if they just take up the entire screen, are pictures from around then, where I'm smiling, I'm happy, maybe even throw a little bit of video in there from around that time that just make my life look amazing. But it wasn't. It just wasn't. We just out here beating Colin 5 games in a row.
I fucking won the first game.
Fucking 5 games in a row, 5-0. Let's go, baby.
You fucking suck.
5-0. Severely, I wouldn't say depressed. I was just in a mental state that didn't allow me to be happy majority of the time. And it's with everyone who suffers from depression or just sadness, I guess, where most of their life is not okay, but in the moment when they're around the people that make them the happiest at that time, they're happy. And that could be anyone. That could be your best friend, that could be your sister, that could even be your parents, because I know my mom has gone through a lot of stuff that she seems happy, but it's just not. It's not that way. And so I think the pictures might be done now. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna post or how many I'm gonna put up there, just so I don't expose my entire social life and my wardrobe and how ugly I am and stuff like that. But I don't want to make this video dark, because I don't want to make anyone who watches this video or sees this video who is already in a hole make it deeper. I want to have an optimistic vibe to this video, or an optimistic an optimistic uh, um an optimistic attitude, because as low as my life got in those days, my life is so much better now. I wouldn't say that I'm completely happy with every decision, but if you're completely happy and content with your life, where is there to go? You can't get happier if you're completely content with every decision and everything that's happening in your life. There's always a reason to be here. And I've seen people online say, don't take your own life, don't do this, don't do that, because there are people that care about you. But that's not what the people who you're talking to are thinking about. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about, why wake up tomorrow, because life's just going to continue to be awful. There's no way out. That's what they're thinking of. That is, if you could take anyone who is thinking about taking their own life and see what is plastered on the billboard at the front of their mind, see what it is there, it's the phrase, there is no other way. And they're talking about being happy, and they're talking about being happy. That's just the best way to put it. And there's some people that know that I've gotten to that point. There's some people, not the people you would think of, not the people that the people who know me watching this video would think of, because you can find the most comfort in your situation with some of the most complete strangers. Because it's not that they've been through that, but it's because they actually understand what's going on. I don't know if I should say this. If I put it in the video, then you hear it. If I don't, then you don't hear it. But I'm going to say it anyway. I'll never forget a moment in my life. One singular moment. I know I'm only 20, so there'll be more that happened that I won't forget. But I can't remember the exact month, but I know it was in 2018. And it was late. It was probably 4 a.m. I know when I lived with my grandparents, my grandfather got up at 5 a.m. to go to work at 6 a.m. It had to have been 4 a.m. because I needed to make sure I shut all the lights off before he got up, so that way he didn't think that I was up all night, because he didn't like me doing that. It was not good. It's not good for your mental health. If you stay up 24/7, it's not good for your mental health, your physical health, and your physical well-being. It is not good. But people do it. I mean, I'm up at 3:36 a.m. I'm looking at a timer on my a clock. Why am I saying time? A clock on my monitor that says 3:36 a.m. on April 7th, 2021. I do it almost every night. But that's because I went through such a depressing moment or moments in my life to where I didn't want to sleep. I had made so many mistakes that they literally haunted my dreams. I literally could not sleep without having a nightmare about at least one thing that I had done, or something that I hadn't done that I wish I had. And I'm not talking about missing a skydiving appointment with my best friend. I'm talking, should I have said those words to that person, because it changed so much about our relationship. And not with the girl, not with a best friend. I'm just talking not with a relationship. A friend is a relationship. You have a relationship with your mother. You have a relationship with your significant other. You have a relationship with your siblings. Those were the type of things that haunted me. That what if I had done this? Would everything in my life be different? I spent a good year sleeping only when my body made me. Only when my body told my brain, hey, we can't do this anymore. We have to sleep. And then I'd crash. 18, 24, 36 hours just straight sleeping. And granted, I would wake up, had to use the bathroom, I needed something to drink. But 36 hours of doing absolutely nothing but sleeping. No playing pool, no going frisbee golfing, no playing video games, no watching TikTok, no watching Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, a movie, nothing, just sleeping so my body could rejuvenate to go another 3-4 days without sleeping. And when I would sleep like that, I wouldn't get nightmares, so that's the only reason I would sleep. But to go back in that time and tell you about the moment that I'll never forget. It was 4 a.m. I needed to shut the lights off. I needed to stop doing anything. I needed to not act like I was sleeping, but act like I was in bed, so my grandfather would not worry about me. And like I told you, my grandparents had a pool, or you may not have seen that video. I'm not sure which one I'll post first. My grandparents have a pool table, and that's how I wasted time. I played pool. I got really good, hated it, played too much. It's the way life goes. But I'm standing next to the pool table, and I'm thinking about the line of shots that I can make, or the lineup of shots I can make. Go here, and then there, and then it'll come over here, and I could do that. That's what I'm thinking about. And all of a sudden, I just get a wave of sadness. And I think nobody needs me. I'm not talking to my mom. I'm not talking to my dad. The girl that I love does not want me. My best friends, I feel like, force themselves around me because of who I've become. Have no relationships with my sisters or my brothers. The only people that I really talk to are my grandparents. And what difference would it make if I was here or not? What difference would it make if I took my F-150 and I drove it into the local reservoir with me inside? What difference would it make? My grandparents will be sad for a while. I don't know what my mom will think. I don't know what my dad will think. I don't know what my siblings will think. I don't even know what my friends will think. And they're supposed to be my best friends. How much could it honestly affect the world around me? Because the world, it's not going to affect. But the people around me, how much is it going to affect? And I didn't think it was going to. So I got my keys. I put it in the ignition. Started my truck. And I drove to the edge of the reservoir. Literally. Up to the edge. Like, this is my truck. And this is the back. This is the front. I drove like this. Can you see that? Maybe we'll do it over here. So you see how this is the edge? How I'm not touching it? Well, I touched it a little bit. But I drove up to about this on the cliff edge of the reservoir. And I thought, if I put it in neutral, it'll probably roll in. Or I could hit drive and go out like a badass. Hearing my tires spin. But then I thought about it. And it didn't matter what my life cost. It didn't matter. It didn't matter how much I hated my life. I knew one day I was going to have nieces and nephews. I knew one day, at some point, I would have children. I knew at one point I would be happy enough to where I didn't feel that my friends were forcing themselves around me. I knew one day I'd find myself a beautiful woman that loved me more than I could ever love myself. And I put my truck in reverse. I drove away. And I've told myself every day since that moment, every day, every single day, at least once a day, that if I could have the same effect I just had on myself on even one person through anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world, I needed to do it. Because why me? Why just me? Why should I be the only one who realizes self-worth? Why me? Now I'm 20. I was 17. I was 18 actually. 2018. I forget I'm born in the year 2000, so it's really easy to calculate how old I am throughout the years. 20 years old. I'm sitting here staring at a GoPro Hero 9. I'm going to post this video on YouTube. I'm more than likely going to post this video on Facebook. And I don't think a day goes by where I don't think about that moment. What if I had just even put it in neutral? Even put that red Ford F-150 in neutral? How many lives would be different to this day? Too many. So, to the people that this is targeted at, and I'm not saying targeting as like, watch this video or you are never going to become better. I'm just saying to the audience that this video reaches. You are amazing. If you don't think that your life right now is amazing, think about what could be in your future. Because I thought about nieces and nephews, the children that I hope to one day have, the beautiful woman that may or may not have come in the future. Seeing the next 20 Easters and Valentine's Days and birthdays and Christmases and New Year's Eves with my mother. That's what I thought about. I didn't think about tomorrow or the next day. I thought about so far into the future that lives are different. Complete lives are different. Not just schedules, but lives are different. And that's why I'm sitting here today. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, and you don't want to do it for the people around you, because life won't get better tomorrow, but life could get better the next day. You have to do the changing. It's not easy. It's not easy thinking about what your future could hold. Because then it almost feels like you're guilt tripping yourself. That's not what it is. That's you regretting getting to that point. Because no one deserves that. Not even you. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helps at least one person who's not mentally okay with where their life's at. Because as you saw in those videos, at that point in my life, I was extremely happy in photos. Everyone can put on a face. Like I said earlier, your brother, your sister, even your best friend who you think you know everything about could all be doing it as a show. So check on them. Send them a text. Call them. Ask them out to lunch. It'll show them that you care about them more than they think. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And peace.